deeply. Some of us here, you think back and when you're dating someone or when you're kind of hit high school, college, you get your heart and mind set on that Prince Charming, right? At least if you're a lady. And you're picturing someone who's going to come into your life and heal your deepest wounds, who's going to love you completely. The Disney fairy tale stories don't help us much in that way, do they? Because they present that ideal. And of course, not just ladies. I mean, you remember Jerry Maguire, right? That movie which you can so recommend, maybe, maybe not. But you remember that line where Jerry Maguire says, "You complete me." Oh, and we romanticize that. Doesn't that sound idealistic? Doesn't that sound great? Oh, someone who will love me completely. Someone who will fill my deepest needs. Someone who will heal my deepest hurts. Someone who will rescue me from a life of pain and brokenness. Maybe it's not marriage, though. Maybe it's something else that you look to be loved like that. I mean, some of you grew up and all you wanted to hear your parents say to you is how much they loved you. That's all you wanted. You just wanted to know how you were loved. And they never said it to you. And that leaves a wound, and you look to all kinds of other people to fill that. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's friends. Maybe it's a boss. Some of you, it's your children, your parents, and you're looking to your kids to succeed so that then you'll feel like you're valuable, like you've done your job. And you could go on down the list. The point is that we long to be loved like that. But all those other people are going to let you down. Your spouse, no matter how well they may love you or how imperfectly they may love you, they can't love you like Jesus. Their love for you is going to be incomplete at best. And if you're expecting them to love you the way Jesus loves you, you're going to become resentful because you're going to be pinning on them, well, why aren't you always loving me? Why aren't you meeting my needs? You're going to grow angry and you're going to grow resentful. You expect a boss, you expect a parent, you expect someone else to love you like that, and it's going to drive you crazy because you're never going to quite feel loved enough. And the love that you do get is going to be just a drop in the bucket. No one can love you like this. People, they'll let you down. They'll betray you sometimes. There is a spouse who will love you like that. See, and that's the message of John's gospel here. Jesus comes into that role and he says, I will be the spouse who will love you the way you long to be loved. My love will make you complete. My love will heal your deepest wounds. My love will never stop. Jesus is the spouse who will be faithful to you no matter what. He is the spouse who will care for you in the deepest way possible. He is the spouse whose love will satisfy the longing of your heart. Now you might be sitting here and you might be thinking to yourself, how do you know that? How can I know that? How can I really trust that Jesus will never let me down? How can you trust that Jesus will never quit loving you? How can you trust that Jesus will never give up on you? One more part of this probably stuck out to you when we read it. We haven't even looked at it yet. Look with me, verse 4. Second part of verse 4. Jesus says, my time has not yet come. Did that confuse you? Confused me every time I read it until just now. I think I finally, not just now, but a little bit ago. I figured it out. Every time in the gospel where Jesus says my time, he's not talking about, it's about 12:20 in the afternoon, or no, that's not the time he has in mind. That wouldn't make sense, right? He says my time has not yet come, but 2 minutes later it's time. No, that's not what Jesus is saying. What his time refers not to a moment in time, not to a second on your clock. His time refers to the moment of his death. Again and again in chapters 1 through 11 of John, Jesus is saying, my time is not yet here. My time isn't come yet. My time isn't here. It's not until chapter 12, when Jesus is about to be led away to be put on trial, that he finally says, now my time is here. You see, Jesus in this moment here, he's not thinking about the immediate circumstances. He's thinking ahead to the moment of his death. And in effect, what he's saying is this. He's thinking to himself and he's saying, what will it cost me to provide wine at the feast for my bride? What will it cost me to provide the purification, the inner cleansing that I can bring? What's it going to cost? He knows that it's going to cost him his life. It's going to lead him to a cross where he would be put up and executed in order to save his bride.